gee whiz.
Cheese and rice.
Yeah, all the things that you would maybe sometimes say to not say Jesus Christ.
So motherfucker is actually more appropriate than cheese and rice.
Right.
It is.
That is crazy.
Biblically, that is correct.
Motherfuckers, we're going to start this now that we've started streaming. Don't worry, we did catch some of Dave's sermon.
I wrote that as a paper and I got an A. I was very happy.
All right.
The title of the paper was "Fuck This Shit: What the Bible Really Teaches About Cursing, Swearing, and Taking the Lord's Name."
You got an A for asshat. That's what you got.
All right. So we have finished up at the arena. So what happened at the end is there was that they just kept pumping out more and more of those halflings in battle suits until they could smash you into the ground. The last survivor, the last man standing, was the wizard, who was the last one standing here or sitting at the table today because he was a little bit late, but that's all right.
Come back healthy.
Everybody had to be revived. There was and you were pulled off of the battlefield as you went down and immediately revived. And when you wake up in the recovery area, there are lots of people that are kind of clamoring and giving you slaps on the back of congratulations. You're at least one day famous right now, especially here around the arena. Everybody recognizes you, and you are essentially given that moment of, the Price is Right, where you get to go in and out in the arena, the clipper that you are, it's going to be a Chile, right? Comes in and lands in the middle of the arena. It has on the clipper itself the Chile, the equipment that that you're receiving. What's some of the equipment that you got? Go ahead and show up the picture of the.
This is the Chile.
Chile, all right.
This is our flying ship. I'm showing it to the camera for.
Yeah, we'll get a close up on the camera because that artwork is great. Who did this amazing artwork? Oh wait, that's me and Chat GPT or whatever AI assistance has been received. You got some armor. Go ahead and talk about what that armor is like.
It basically makes me Iron Man.
It does. So it is power assisted armor. All right. Now the power assistance does seem to be arcane in nature, but the rest of the features of it, it's full plate armor that has essentially like gel dampeners. So the one thing that is horrible about full plate armor is that there's no way you're going on any kind of stealth missions clanking around.
Right.
But that armor is actually made for infiltration. It is quiet.
Yeah, artificer. How do you pronounce
Artificer.
it? Artificer. You have artificer armor.
Yeah, pretty much. And then also got a keeper shield. This is stuff that is so Tusk is coming out with some new stuff, and then there's the Beso family who provides a lot of the technology right now or a lot of the equipment to the keepers, the ones that are the guards of the cities and things like that. +1 shield. What does that also do?
Let's see.
I'll hold up that one. All right. So
Advantage on shove attacks.
Advantage on shove attacks, and what else? Bracing.
Yes, bracing. So +3 to the AC of an ally within 5 feet behind you.
Yep. So you can essentially post up, and you can't move, right? And you're just down. But you're also granting. You're getting full cover, and somebody is able to use you as 2/3 cover.
Gotcha.
When you're in full cover, though, you can't make any attacks or do anything like that. Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. So you can essentially just post up and become a wall. All right. Did you get anything good?
I took the Chile.
Here you
Oh,
want.
shit.
Want a lightning baton?
I didn't know that.
I don't need it.
I don't need either.
Nope. Looks like you get to
Tommy, get the
shock
lightning
people.
baton.
Okay.
You get the lightning baton.
Yeah, I mean,
You deserve
well,
it.
because, but yeah, I'd like you to have it. That way, nobody else. That way, there's only one player in total that could stun people. That would be great.
But I can already stun people.
I know, and let's keep it to one player that can stun people. That
Just
would
remember, guys, I share. We're five.
Always throw it to someone.
I'll
Yeah.
stun
be.
people.
All right, and
Shield and baton will be protecting and serving.
there we go.
Oh my god. That's exactly what you are.
Yeah, kinda.
Wall dressed like
Why do you want
wall
to
dressed like RoboCop. But it doesn't. It goes.
You'll never see it. You'll never see it coming.
What interesting things did anybody get at level 5 that they're excited about?
I can go. I cast Fireball
You can cast Fireball. All right,
and Hypnotic Pattern. I chose
and Hypnotic Pattern.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So we got lethal force. We got non-lethal force. An extra attack is definitely fun, especially when you
Total
can.
fun.
Especially when you can.
You can, to protect double the fun.
Exactly.
Just opposite thing.
That's all you have to say. Especially when you could action surge and then do it all over again. Let's see what else. What did you get? Anything good, Dave?
Didn't get anything good.
You didn't get anything good? You didn't get a
I
dang thing
left,
good.
But you didn't get
I
anything good.
didn't
at
see
five.
anything pop up.
You didn't get anything popped up for options, maybe. But didn't you get like Uncanny Dodge or something like that?
That would be under actions.
That would be under features, yeah.
While he's looking,
Yeah.
level 5, since I'm a fairy, I also get Enlarge Reduce. So,
Oh no.
yup, once per long rest, I believe.
So
So I can do.
that
yeah.
situation that you had where
don't
you
need
needed to be
health on
medium,
that guy.
That
could have-
can no longer be a thing.
you can do that now.
Right.
And so if you need to grapple somebody, get swole.
Or I can become tiny.
Right.
And then have Wade throw me at somebody.
Can we say though that
Can you cast it on him and make him large?
Sure can.
can we say that when you if you do it to yourself, actually if you do it to somebody else, you make a mushroom appear above them, a red mushroom, and they have to jump into it,
Yes.
and then ding 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 ding.
100%.
That's exactly how it happens.
I mean, he's Fae, so
right. Mushrooms are a
that's
thing.
gonna happen.
Mushrooms have got to be a thing.
Hey, what was the story with that crew that was supposed to be in the arena and they were looking at us all side-eyed?
They're still looking at you side eye.
Are they goblins? What are they?
So some of them are hobgoblins, and some of them are goblins. Let me see if I actually have a picture of them. I may.
Right, so I got two things. I got Uncanny Dodge and Misty Step.
Oh, that's a great one. Misty Step's awesome.
Yes, I was just reading it. That does seem pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great exit strategy, man.
Okay.
People are broken.
Okay.
It's really broken. You're Schultz and you're facing nothing but animals that are dumb. And your whole party is
Also,
basically melee.
steady aim.
So you got me as a fighter.
Steady
Trying to
aim.
battle
Wait.
them.
What did you get?
Steady aim.
Steady aim, which gives you advantage, right?
Zach is-
Okay. So that means that you
was
can
a
use
woman.
sneak attack
You can't make
when you do that. Okay. And what else did you get?
Was pregnant.
Hey, excuse me. We are trying to have a
Uncanny
conversation.
dodge.
Don't worry. Uncanny dodge, which gives you the ability to like get half damage
Yes.
on an attack you could see. Yeah, you got fucking nothing, didn't you?
And Misty Step.
And fuck you.
Oh, I got Misty Step too for being an elf.
You both, right?
I had to look deep.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was
the
the key
gift
thing.
at 5. I know that.
Oh, I chose to be an elf.
Yeah, but he's a gift, right?
I think no, I chose to be an elf afterwards. I couldn't
Oh.
choose gift. But I think they get Misty Step as well at 5 or 3, 1 or 2.
Yeah, that sounds right.
No,
Yeah, they
Then
start
they
with
get like
jump.
jump. I think it's
Yeah.
jump at 3 and then 5. They
Okay,
get
so these
Step.
are the
And then
individuals.
the other ones get shield.
These are the individuals that you see. They're all wearing kind of the same kind of jumpers, and
Lame.
yeah, I know. And they're all looking at you and mean mugging you, and they are they don't really seem interested in having a conversation with you right now.
But they're hobgoblins. They're supposed to be very social.
Yeah,
They're jerks.
right.
Cool staffs, though.
Yeah, so the staffs that they have seem to be similar to the weapon that you have as far as the baton.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, it definitely seems to do. It actually seems to be also similar to those clockwork guardians.
That's what I was about to ask.
But the other interesting thing that you see is that they all have on the same kind of bracelets, and you can see like a arcane kind of light blinking on them. The small one, whose name is I believe Garrick.
Garrick?
Garrick
With a G?
with a G.
Still sounds like a douchebag.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He is a douchebag.
Stupid Garrick. It's all over. We ride up Garrick's bucket. Sorry.
What the heck are you doing there, small guy? Who's the little tiny freak with the wings? Yeah, he's a freaking freak. That's Vic. There's Vic, there's Ricky, there's Garrick, and Matt. Matt's the bugbear.
Vicky and Ricky. And
Vic.
Matt.
Rick, Garrick, and Matt.
Vic and Rick are the two red ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those two hobgoblins.
Yeah.
Weird.
Hmm.
So what? We come out of the arena, we see these guys.
He was just asking about
Yeah.
the guys that were
they were mean
that were
mugging
there.
us last time.
Right. Everybody else is congratulating you, saying that you did a great job. And
this guy
then
got second, I take it.
they were supposed to be fighting where you guys were fighting.
Oh, we
We
took
took
their
their
spot.
spot.
Yeah. And that was because
We knew people and they didn't.
yeah, that was because Drunks made a call via sending to somebody in order to get you on that.
We need to thank Drunks.
We
If
could get
you
some
can go ahead and close
secrets
that
or
out if
some
you want to.
information.
What secret information do we have from them? No. I've got some secrets.
The red team has Vicky and Ricky.
Do you say something about Vicky?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Not a 20.
It was not.
So, remind me, the golden hair, I whisper a secret to it. And as long as it's true, it's good, right?
So the way that it actually works, what happens is that the golden hair that you got is essentially a drink token for being able to gain entry into a bar that is a Tell Tavern. All right. Now, in a Tell Tavern, you can then find a buyer. A buyer has a book, and what you do is you write in your own blood into the book, and the information that you are providing is then added into the collective, right? Now, you can ask somebody that is a buyer, hey, do you have any information about Margaret the Red, right? And you write in blood your question, and then it pops up with whether or not that information is there. Or you write in blood like the information that you have, and it lets you know if that information is there or not, right? And then it goes into the collective. People pay gold into their account to repress information or to buy information. So it might come up with, hey, do we have any information about this dirt guy, right? And the book says, I have information, this is how much it costs. And you'll have to pay that into the this clandestine organization of buyers and tellers. Or if you have information, hey, is anybody looking for information on Dirk? And it might say, yes, information about him would be worth about this much.
Okay.
So we got to go talk to Drunks.
Yeah.
And Drunks is the one that is a buyer. So when he saw that you got that golden hair, that's when he pulled out his owl and
Let us know he was a buyer.
he is that every once in a while the titillating tortoise becomes a tell tavern. Not every tavern is a tell tavern, but every place of tellers and buyers happens in a tavern. And the way that you can tell is in thinking about it, you realize that he has two different signs that he puts out for what his specials are, and one of the signs has a eagle that's holding a key, and it's not that much different, but it wouldn't be noticeable, except for it is once you start to realize that it is.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do next? So
You said do twice.
I did. So I think we should go back to the titillating tortoise and kind of decide our next move. Maybe I do have some valuable information I might sell to Drunks, but it might be just good to communicate with the guy who's running the tavern where we're staying and kind of in our main hub. I was telling Tommy what I think you guys were up, that I think it might not be a bad idea to check out for the blacksmiths. He recently disappeared. Maybe look for work in that market area before we get to
Restoration Day.
Restoration Day.
Lots of stuff going on, and now we're going to be popular.
Any thoughts?
A little bit.
And
Masking.
Yes,
All right.
I think that's a great plan.
Let's
believe
go
we
do
should
that.
it.
okay, so
We're
as
going back to the titillating tortoise.
okay, and as you're starting to come out of the arena, you do have a individual named Gregor who comes up to you, and you I think have a card for him.
Do something.
He
The
comes,
tapas merchant.
yeah, and he's like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I saw you guys. I did get from Drunks that you guys are interested in work. I definitely could use some help. My business is very popular this time of year. I have a lot of inventory, and I have had a lot of threats that I have heard of people who are interested in breaking in and stealing all of my merchandise. And I'm looking for additional security. And the keepers are busy. And plus, I'm not looking for individuals that come to my shop to be arrested. He knows what I mean.
Unfortunately. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's good. That's what I like right there. That's the kind of level of thinking that I'm looking for from individuals that are
He
guarding
doesn't
my
want
shop.
people arrested. He wants people roughed up.
I want them.
No, who wants bodies down in the stream?
I don't know. Not in the stream. Not in the stream. No. What I'd rather see is someone in a special chair that has to be made for them, so that way their lifeless limbs and their dislocated jaw, which is floating in the river, like you said, just the lower part of the jaw, and they can only be fed through a tube for the rest of their lives. This sends the kind of message that we want to for thieves here in Reno during Restoration Day, because
There's a catch here. Because if he's a tapas merchant, those things can be pretty damn powerful.
they can be.
And so, yeah, there's a catch. Why doesn't he want to get his hands dirty?
I also don't sweep my own floors.
With prestidigitation and a tapis, you don't have to.
True, but I could sell that jewel to do a
Okay, so if
lot
it's down
more,
12, he wants someone other than himself to blame.
right?
Hey,
That's-
easy,
yeah.
easy, young man. Easy.
That's what
You,
this is
you
all
can't
about.
buy and sell people
Mhm.
anymore. That's actually no longer allowed. So I just hire somebody to sweep my floors, and I can't sell them off, but I can sell the gel that I put prestidigitation into. Plus, I don't sell the spells. They
Just
do
the
that.
people, but not
Just-
anymore.
just the gems. I do have gems that have spells in them, but I get those from Windsor. Excuse me, not the Windsor family in Rios, not Reno. Not to be
So
confused.
Someone had for that spell that I can never pronounce.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, that one. Could I just sit there and fill them with crystal?
Yeah.
Because I have that spell.
Okay. So the there is the component of the crystal itself, right? But there is also a proprietary concoction that is necessary in order to activate the crystal, and this is what has been this is how they make their money, because the only people that know how to actually get the spell out of the crystal is the Tapas family. So they have the Windsor family is some of the top wizards right now, as far as, especially for like evocation magic and things like that, and for especially now with the Corvinaris family no longer around. They're the ones that train the keepers. They're the ones that have most of the individuals on the wall. They have all the colleges that they're really running, but they use the labor of, they essentially use the college kids as interns to fill Tapas crystals. But then the Tapas family puts them into the jars that has the component that allows you to do something with. Now, it might be where you can figure out how to use that Tapas crystal in a fun way if you could get some good rolls, or if you could find somebody that will give you information that wants to be kept secret. But like if you went to a buyer and said, "Hey, how do you make the stuff for Tapas crystals?" That's going to be a hefty amount of gold that is being expended in order to prevent that from being known. And people have tried to do it themselves, and it does not go well. And so the Tapas family, every year, at least 12 people that they will visit at a Temple of Mercy in order to come and visit somebody and say, "What did you learn?" And maybe just next time buy it, as opposed to having your arms blown off. It's going to be really difficult to be a sorcerer now when you can't do somatic components.
And that is my asking price to protect his stuff.
His hands?
No. No. To understand how to make one of them and stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good idea. Fuck you.
Well, looks like thieves will have their take.
No. I'll just get somebody else. I'll just hire somebody else to.
Gregor, how much
Cover
are you
stuff.
paying?
I'll give you 15 crystals. 15 crystals, and each of those crystals is worth at least $100 or 100 gold apiece.
Oh, that's a pretty good deal.
Now, depending on the size of the crystal,
Are they
influences the level of spell that it can contain.
Can you give me at least one to refill this?
I'm gonna give you. Yeah, I was gonna give you 15, but if you just want one, yeah,
No,
fellas, guys.
I want to make sure
We're negotiating here.
I want to make sure I get one to refill this.
Yes.
Of the 15.
Of the let me see that. Yeah, what color do you want it in?
One in purple.
Oh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. This man knows his jewels. All right.
I like that little thing. It was fun.
The machine gun of magic missiles. How many magic missiles did you end up setting down range when you...
It's like 12,
14.
12,
14.
14.
14. I just imagine it being the needler gun from Halo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So we're gonna take this job.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll do it.
yep. And he says that you can stop by the store during the day and kind of look at it and figure out what kind of a game plan you have for being able to protect it, and then to be able to I just need somebody to watch it at night, especially.
Okay.
During the day, there's plenty of activity that keeps the riffraff away. Cool. So on your way to the titillating tortoise, was there anybody else that needed to be? Oh, as you're backing through the arena, you do go through the Reno market, and there's a man outside sweeping. Gentlemen, you two. I don't remember your names, and you recognize the individual as Trevor's dad.
Oh,
I see you.
this is awkward.
Have you seen my son? Is he with you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We do. Your son is safe.
Oh, I know that.
He was going to spend time.
In the wilderness.
Well, what's this town right by the wilderness again?
Gale Force.
Gale Force. Where last I saw, he was with the security forces and attempting to go into the wilds.
That sword was crazy. His stat block.
My brother is there as well, and I assure you, he is doing well.
We always knew that he was going to go that direction eventually. We were expecting him to wait until after his 10th birthday, but such is the way of Death Knights.
Players gotta play.
Honey! And he walks back into the store to let Mom know. And you hear something that sounds like crying, but then you're also not sure if it's laughing. It turns out that a little boy with a legendary sword can do quite a bit of damage inside the house if he's practicing with it. And Mom seems to actually be pretty pumped that he has found his calling. Because, I mean, after all, he is almost 10.
What race were these people?
What's that?
What race were they? A 10-year-old is perfect.
Human.
Yeah, but he was a Death Knight.
Oh, they're like
So little Trevor had been looking through his grandfather's stuff and come upon a sword, which was his grandfather's sword. His grandfather, it turned out, was a fallen paladin Death Knight, whose soul had gotten trapped inside of this inside of the sword, and
Oh, Grandpa's inside him.
It's just like Troll 2.
wow.
There's only one way we can get him to not eat this. What's that? You know, son. Nobody else has seen Troll 2.
Yes, I have.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen that. Oh.
You don't need to see Troll to know Troll 2.
There's not. Yeah, it's
one of the
there's no
greatest-
spoilers. You're not like, oh my gosh, I don't understand what's going on.
It's one of the greatest scenes of cinema. This kid, it's like, you have 5 seconds to stop your family from eating this poisoned food. What would you do? Sorry. If you had 5 seconds to save us all from eating something, what would you do?
Yeah.
Not what this kid chose.
Peed on them.
He peed on everything.
So
That'd be my third.
yeah, so he's
It was his first.
he is possessed by when he's in combat. His grandfather fights with him,
You find a stat block.
and so
I'm not sure where it's at.
he essentially took down Margaret the Red by himself, along with that Kenku with his fireball cannon.
So it's on par with the sword my paladin had.
Yes, if the sword that your paladin had also gave him the ability to do a area of effect magic. I can't remember what that
It
magic was
allowed him
called.
to cast destructive wave.
Okay, that'll do it. All right, yeah, you're right. All right. So,
Yes would be the most direct answer.
so
It's
yes.
a great sword that gave him +3 AC.
So, you get to the Titillating Tavern. Or the Titillating Tortoise. The Titillating Tortoise Tavern. And
That's a lot of T's.
there is no one else there except for yourselves.
No one?
Other than drunks.
I want to go up to drunks and tell them I have some information to sell. I'm going to write it in blood.
What time of day is it?
It is so you were fighting in the afternoon, which was the most popular time to fight. Because of how busy the streets have gotten. It is definitely. Come on, why aren't you letting me grab things and delete them? Because you're not my side. Thank you. There's a lot of people that are on the streets. So it took about 2 hours. So it's dinner time, and
Are we supposed to be there that night to go protect the place, or do we get a night off?
you could go there tonight. It's 200 gold. Essentially 200 gold every time you go out there. 200 gold in that you get paid, and then you also get the
Type of
crystals, but only if none are taken.
Well, what do you guys want to do? Should we rest for the night, or go ahead and try and protect the place for the night? I do want to tell drunks that I have a secret to sell.
Yep.
I have information on something. I don't have to put what that information is. I can just write in there. I have information on Margaret the Red, and someone can try and buy that from me, right?
You put in the information, right, and then you have to wait 24 hours.
Do I have to say that more than I have information on Margaret the Red?
You have to put it in there.
What the information is?
You have to put in there what the information is.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you were requesting information, you don't have to put. So there's requesting information, and there's getting information, right? But if you put information in, right, someone might be out there that has, hey, anytime that information about Margaret the Red shows up, I am willing to put forth money to repress that information,
Okay.
right? So, and they get about 24 hours to do that. Once that 24-hour period is up, then people looking to buy information, you could next time you walk into Drunks' place, for him to say, hey, this is how much gold you have in your account.
Okay. So I want to write on there, I know how Margaret the Red is targeting ships. Do I have to be more specific than that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to do that. Can I talk to Drunks and do that?
Yeah. You don't have to tell him what the information is.
All right. Well,
You just put that into the book.
all right, I'm putting that into the book.
All right. So, it's just I know how Margaret the Red is targeting, or I have the ability to have Margaret the Red target a ship.
I'm going to do both.
Okay, that's more. You can see how that's more valuable too.
Yes.
All right.
I'm curious, what was it?
Can I do both?
No, you're halfway.
When you put that in, you watch as inside the information, like you're writing, right? And then after you're done writing, it kind of almost seems to
Be
absorbed into the book, right? And another message pops up, and it says, Margaret the Red is dead.
Duh. She's living dead. So I would need more confirmation than that.
Yeah.
We didn't see a body.
No. But somebody has reported her as being dispatched.
Okay.
Okay. Now.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Yes. And what that also means is that whoever reported that information, if it turns out that she is not dispatched, then whoever reported that information is going to suffer consequences.
Okay.
So it's essentially where your information is pending, because somebody on Wikipedia said that challenged your opinion, and now it has to be under review of other people validating or invalidating some of what you say.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very convoluted system. It's almost like somebody's making this up as they go along. Does anybody else feel like that's the case?
Maybe. No, I think it's totally all legit.
It is fucking all legit. Yeah.
I mean, it seems pretty standard to me.
It is. It's the Wikipedia of the magical world.
Yeah, almost like it's copy and pasted from the wiki.
Yeah. You can actually look it up on Wikipedia.
I'm too lazy.
It's called Tell Taverns. All right. What else we got?
Well, do you guys want to rest, or do you want to go protect a...
Yeah, let's go to the young man's place.
The guy that was like 65 years old. I know exactly. As a human.
Everybody else here is older than him.
Well, I might not be.
I know. I'm pretty old, I guess.
Oh. All right.
You guys are all older than him. I'm probably about the same age.
Let me see here. What I am going to do, give me just a second.
That sucks. You didn't win shit.
That's 16.
Yes.
So after about 4 rolls, I got my important dice, 13 and a 20. So we have leveled, correct?
Yeah, you should be level 5.
Yes.
If you didn't do that already.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because usually you level after a long rest.
Yes.
So we've taken a long rest.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's...
We were recovering after our fight.
Right.
And that was a long rest.
Yes. So yes, you can roll some portend dice.
7 and a 16.
7 and a 16.
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell are Warden dice?
My important dice.
Oh.
What are those?
The things that make him either mad and us happy. Where's that? Okay.
Oh, wow. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, so
All right.
the perfect roll would be a 20 and a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, your just porking dice are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki, you're pulling up Gregor's shop, right?
I am.
Cool beans.
That is what I am in the midst of doing right now.
So we got about an hour.
Okay. And we've got...
Somebody has to go get some bills.
Just one. Hopefully just one.
All right, I would pull up multiple, but this is essentially this is the shop, right? So you can use the mouse to have somebody move around either one of the tokens and be able to explore it. I'm going to go ahead and there are doors that have locks, and so you can identify where those doors are at, and you can kind of piece out what the layout of
If I
this.
freely move, or want me not to?
What's that?
Oh, you okay if I freely move?
Yep. Let me make sure that. Are you able to freely move?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I'm
You're
just
going
gonna
down
move.
the alleyway?
Yep.
Well, his shop is in there, right? That's where we want to go, right?
Yep. It's the
This?
Yep. So if you go up to a door, you should be able to open it. There you go. All right. Open the door. Click on the door. Boom. And so you guys can kind of investigate that, look all around at what is available, and then I'll be right back. And then kind of figure out how you want. Once you've revealed it all, right? Go ahead and go up those stairs and see if that takes you to the next level. I don't think it will.
It might if I open right here.
Let's see.
No.
So that one is locked.
How many entrances are there?
So that's what you're going to be able to figure out as you continue to look around, and then kind of figure out how you want to make it so that you can create a plan of how to protect it. Let me see if I can turn off the fog of war, which might just not what I wanted.
We can go a little bit later tonight, if that works. I mean, we don't have to, but yeah, it's looking like 9:15, 9:30. So
Or the end of practice.
they're in Fort Dodge for a game.
Oh. That's,
Okay.
Arlo, so somebody's
So now,
playing
hey,
the-
you have the ability to see everything when you back out.
Her
Perfect.
14-year-old
Okay.
All right.
freshman at Urbandale.
Okay.
All right.
So you can go ahead and make
So
that
he's
to
in
where
Fort
it's
Dodge, but you
most
have to
able to be
go
seen.
somewhere to
Just
pick
grab
up.
it
I have
and
to
drag it.
go right
I think it's
when
with
they
the-
come back to Urbandale. Yeah,
And then
Okay, that
you
makes
should
more
be able to
sense.
zoom
I'll
in.
just
with
not
the-
left click.
it's just so weird to me living so close to schools. Like Arlo lives within walking distance. Really, Braden lives within walking distance of the high school. Like,
Well, that's part of the reason, like, why I moved here was had my kids stayed in Johnson schools, they could have walked.
yeah, it's great.
So is the only entrance that one that I came in?
Well, that's the only one on this level, maybe. I don't think that is the only one on this level, though.
That is the shop entrance. There is an entrance here. There's an entrance here. There's an entrance down here. Those ones are locked from the outside. So the one that
Locked
customers
from the
come.
outside. That's stupid as fuck.
What's that?
I'm talking as someone that has a best friend who's a locksmith. You do not fucking lock doors from the outside.
Fair enough. Yes, I understand. They're not locked from the outside. They're locked from the inside.
Okay.
To lock.
You, Gregor.
There are certain things that take me out of things now, and bad locksmiths in movies is one of them.
Wow.
And that's all because of my friend Chris, because he will bitch and complain. Like, you can't pick a lock like that. Or last night I watched a movie about, it's basically somebody who was going to do an assisted suicide. And they're all worried. Oh, the cops are going to come after you. And I'm like, the fuck they will. They do not give that much of a shit.
No.
They don't.
No.
They really don't. It was some bourgeois like, oh my god, you took a suicide drug, so they're going to care. No, they're not. They really aren't. They really, really aren't. Do you know how long it takes to run a toxicology report?
A long time.
It takes a
7.
long fucking time. They're going to say somebody with cancer died. Oh, maybe she OD'd on her meds. I don't know. Could be just the cancer.
I feel like you've thought about this.
That's what I work in. I know. I felt like it was a whole movie written by somebody. Like, if you've never, I pray you guys never have to do this, but like I've had to do wellness checks where you walk in and find somebody who's died. It sucks. But again, do the cops give a fuck? They do not.
Well, so where we're from is Marshalltown, and they don't have like a social worker that would do wellness checks. The police have to do it.
No. Well, or like my job. So I was clergy for a long time, and I would go to someone's house and visit them, and it would be like, oh, so and so just passed away, and have to call, the medical examiner and get them out there. And most of the time, the medical examiner is going to look at them and be like, yeah, I think it's natural causes. I mean, the medical examiner's not even going to care that much. So that was my big problem with the movie I watched last night. It was just like, you need a lawyer. The police are going to come after you. And it's like, no, they're not. They really aren't.
So, go ahead.
I know it doesn't have this level of frustration.
What?
Point Break.
It's goddamn right.
God damn.
Point Break is going to be awesome. It's going to be at the Des Moines Varsity. So get your tickets now. It's for their science on film. They're going to talk about wave theory and watch Point Break.
Wow, I see what they're doing there.
Isn't that awesome?
That is actually pretty fucking awesome.
So they're bringing a professor from Drake that talks about wave theory.
That is pretty awesome.
I think that's really awesome.
Oh, really? Everything did kind of come full circle.
All right, so
Patrick Swayze's in it.
Yeah,
he died of cancer.
In this area right
he
here,
did.
there are lots
And the
of
police did not care.
No.
there are lots of boxes, iron boxes, that seem to have additional merchandise in them. So that's kind of a storage area, and then
Where's the entrance to the storage area?
the entrance to the storage area, you have to go through a system of that are essentially traps through both of these areas that Gregor says those activate at night. So it actually are a series of like this area down here. This is how he accesses it when he's at the shop, But there is a large steel door that drops down in this area that cannot be opened until the next day. And the same thing here. This area up through here can be accessed, but there are as you can see, kind of almost a maze through there. And he says that there's various security systems in there and recommends not having.
Would he allow me to go in there to guard it
So
before it goes into lockdown?
to have somebody in there.
Yeah.
Yes, that is something that he would allow. Here,
that's what I would do. Is I would ask to go stay in there. I'm gonna put on my cloak of. Because here's my fear. We're doing this. Our friend Dirk's gonna show up. And figure out a fucking way to get inside there.
He's probably already in there.
that's funny. Yeah,
And that's where I want to go in there, put on my Reaper's cloak.
Yeah.
And kind of just chill out.
Okay, and then in the actual showroom where people come in and essentially set up almost like a jeweler, where you sit down and then things are brought to you and get a chance to kind of examine cuts and things like that. And then that is in the area with the tables. There are overhead windows that if you're on the roof, you'd be able to look down into the showroom area. Gregor leans in and whispers, a lot of this stuff, this is lower end merchandise or fakes in the store area, but they still look really nice. And then above, let's see, above that, the stuff that leads up there. Well, actually, in the next building over is where Gregor has his personal residence. And he says we're going to be having a rooftop party, during Restoration Day, over at our place. That's also when I will definitely need you here at the shop. But you'll still be able to watch the festivities from the rooftop of my shop as well. No, you cannot invite women.
What if we bring them there against their will? It's not really inviting them.
I've already explained this, and I don't want to have to explain it twice. Buying and selling people is no longer allowed.
Oh, no.
No, they're...
I'm not abducting for profit.
Just pleasure.
God.
We're paying these.
And we're offline.
We're paying these women for their services.
All right.
And we've been taken down.
Hey.
So-
Sex work is real work. That's what I'm going to say live for the stream.
Wow, he is staring down the camera on that one.
Because goddamn, I'm right.
Does a 16 allow me to bring?
You passed several individuals.
I'm sorry,
On
the
the-
target score was 18.
That's not with his modifier. That's just his straight roll. What's your modifier?
For what?
For persuasion.
Get a little more.
Yeah.
How do you not have...
plus 3,
Plus 3.
so 19.
19.
We're past the age of consent. We're good.
I was about to say, man.
That was actually the DC. Yeah, so
I
there
just
were
rolled
several.
19.
There were fine guys. There were several individuals that you passed on the way here that looked like that they would join you in your sting operation for money.
I'm not inviting one in, but
Just me.
I'll invite one in for him.
I could only put 100 pounds in my bags of holding on this vest of holding. That one.
Well,
She is at least 300 pounds, sir.
If I find one that looks like Tommy, I'm good.
Yeah.
Look at your character.
Oh, I have enlarge reduce.
Oh, that might
God
come
damn
in
it.
come out.
Better than Ozempic.
That's something else. I was thinking
If you start using enlarge reduce as an Ozempic for sex workers, that is real work.
It is real work. God damn it.
What are you rolling for?
to see if I'm on board with this, and I'm just like, someone's getting cast in a fireball.
All right. Can you move me into the storage room, and I'm gonna chill out in there.
Okay, that's where you're gonna end
That
up
is where I'm gonna put on my
Is he
Reaper's cloak. Yep, that's me.
I can't.
attempting to move within walls is not going to work for you. I will have to move you.
Thank you.
All right, and then all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the other tokens on here. Let's figure
I'm
out
invisible.
where.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. And dim light. I'm assuming it's gonna be dim light at some point. It's basically the cloak from the girl in Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon.
Oh, you can just hide with advantage.
Yeah, but still, I'm gonna put it on
Yeah.
and hide in there and wait for Dirk to show up. It's Dirk, right?
Yeah.
Dirk the Jerk. All right. So we have. So what's kind of the plan of defense here?
What's the easiest door to get in?
The easiest door to get in would be the kind of the showroom door here. That's where customers usually come in and then are met and escorted in.
Has he had break-ins before?
So have you ever been to a dispensary?
Yes.
Okay. So when you go to a dispensary, there's like an initial room that you walk into, and then they let you through into the the back showroom area.
Yeah.
That's essentially what that first door is,
Have
or
there
that
been
first room
break-ins?
is.
Have there been break-ins before?
Every year we have break-in.
Which store do they go in?
I don't know. I just know that we're missing inventory.
That's why I'm probably really fucking
All right, so then
Did
this
you
is
have,
a,
like,
We'll
a
have-
camera that we could have like looked at that we like recorded this entire time to help plan for this. Cameras are a thing. This okay.
Yes, but there is
a recording topic.
no there. Well, I have actually. There's things that are being developed by Tusk Industries, Tusk Innovations, for additional security measures. If you gentlemen would be interested in getting information about that, that would be something that I would be. I mean, I don't want to hire people every year. If I can reduce the amount of expenditure that I have per year, that would be of interest to me. But I don't have the time to look around, and you're the security experts. You came highly recommended by someone in Anthrop, Tiger S, and also recommended by Drunks.
Drunks know my work very well.
How did you steal from him?
What's that?
Did you steal from him?
No.
Did you have sex with him?
I plead the fifth.
Drunks, you realize is under 100 pounds and would fit in a bag of a vest of holding. All right, where are you thinking to post up, or you have the ability to rove as well?
I might just rove.
I think I might. So main entrance. So we have these two entrances, right?
Yeah.
And then
This
In-
one's locked.
Go ahead and do a perception check for you.
That ain't good.
fail. 8.
8. No, this was not a perception check for whether or not you noticed something. It's just how many of them you noticed. There are several locations that you can identify from the ceiling down into not the storage areas, but definitely into the building itself that could be accessed by you. Because of your size.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
So ventilation systems and things like that. So if you were on the roof, you know that you could get down into the building very quickly.
That's what I was thinking, is be the lookout up top, and then if they come through here or there, then we can
Surprise,
literally just,
motherfucker!
yeah. Yep, I'm going to the roof.
Okay, and then the other option too is to check out what is, because there's been vendors and it's essentially, like I said, a tech a tech showcase bazaar too that is happening. All kinds of different vendors showing off their equipment and finding out what Tusk Innovations has for things that may be useful, like your idea of what is essentially what are those scrying balls, right? But you did see essentially constructs that seem to be similar to those, if not exactly like those, or like the little drones that Darth Maul has that he sends out. And there are the fanbots that you've also seen that are being showcased.
Yeah, we have one.
Did you get one of those?
Or do we have more than one?
You got one.
All right, we have a fan bot. I have it right now.
All right, so you have to choose what type of mode.
Fembot, not Fembot.
You have to choose what type of mode it's going to be in, and it takes 3 hours to configure itself to that mode.
I haven't activated it yet, but if I was, I would probably do medical emergency care, because we do not have a healer in our group.
All right, and so in medical emergency care mode, all right, it is going to be able to essentially deliver a minor healing potion to and have them take it, either hand it off to them to take it, or be able to give it to them. When you give so the way that healing potions work is if you take an action drinking it, you get the full healing. If you use a bonus action to drink, you have to roll the amount, and if you give it to somebody to drink, you have to roll the amount. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Can I give it to him for right now?
What, the fambot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want it to heal, right? That makes the most sense to me. We don't really have a healer in our room.
You don't know what?
What?
All right.
It is essentially a robot version of a familiar.
Oh yeah, medical.
And I was going to keep it because you're going to get a familiar eventually, right?
Sure, I think so.
Okay.
But if I'm hiding in the storeroom as a last line of defense.
Another mode that you can put the fambot in is personal assistant.
Yeah, I see that.
Personal assistant allows the fambot to give you the help action. So that means that you would be able to roll with advantage on pretty much for a great many things. So if like you were trying to do a history check, you'd be good. If you were trying to cast fire bolt, it would be there to help. If you were trying to cast fireball, it would let you know what the size and dimensions are of the room that you are casting it in. Warning.
Fambot, mute.
Like Fast and Furious when this car someone's gonna blow up. Oh, shut up.
The wake up word for the fambot is Alexis.
Alexis, snooze.
So you're taking the rough.
Now playing
Storeroom.
top hits of
We're just trying to
country.
figure out where these two are, right? Right?
Say that last part again.
We're just figuring out where these two are going, right?
Well, I believe the wizard's going to wander.
I'm gonna
Okay.
wander around.
The wandering wizard.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor since I can do it once per day.
I assume that whenever I will make the assumption that when you enter combat, you have mage armor. Does that
Okay.
sound okay? Rather than constantly thinking about it.
Yes.
If I allow you to do that, then I get one opportunity to surprise you not in mage armor. But it can't be in a situation like doing a protection detail. Like I get to catch you sleeping without mage armor. Is that fair?
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you're the dungeon master. You get to decide that anyway.
But doesn't surprise work a little differently now?
Yeah,
I just rolled
works however I want it
disadvantage.
to.
I just rolled a disadvantage on my initiative.
So we have our individuals positioned. What I'm going to have everybody do is to go ahead and first roll a perception check.
No, piss.
You need another one, or
No, I'm
here we
good.
go.
I'm good. Hey, I got a 19. You said perception?
Yeah, let me.
9. Big fat 22.
You got a 22?
9.
Not 999.
11.
11?
19.
19. Okay, so for the two of you, go ahead and roll a insight check.
Fuck yeah.
I got a 10.
24.
Okay. So, especially being up on top of the roof, right? You are looking out. There are plenty of people still. This is now the city that never sleeps, right? But you're starting to develop a baseline of what natural activity is in this city in the first part of the evening. It doesn't take you very long to kind of catch on to that. And there is an individual that you look at that is trying to not look like they are scoping out the building and trying to figure out what they're at a party up on a roof, right? And instead of being too interested in what's going on with the party, this is is one of the buildings that would be across the street from
Okay.
from Gregor's. You're pretty sure it's a female, just based on the look, or they're a young elf, but they are also wearing a cloak that seems very similar to the one that Dave got, or Tyler Rass got.
And is wearing currently.
And is wearing currently.
With the hood up.
Now, as soon as you spot them, and as soon as you recognize what it is that they're doing, they seem to spot you, and then kind of that a person from the party passes in front of them, and now you lose track of them. Dave, for you, when you are down in the storeroom, you hear something, or it is like like someone trying to work their way into the room. And in your investigation, you are not able to ascertain what that sound was.
Okay.
But
I'm going to be prepared.
But you do now, because of allies that you have called upon before, you do recognize small little tiny pellets, little black pellets that almost look like poppy seeds, that are along the wall, and you know this to be your greatest of allies.
Okay.
Mouse turd.
But you do not see one of the individuals yet.
Would it behoove me? Can I fit my crown on with the hood up?
Your crown is on your wrist. It's not big enough to fit on your head.
Okay.
It is worn as a cufflink, as it shows in the picture, which took me at least 45 minutes to do.
But so is it on?
Yeah.
So I don't have to do I have to cast mass suggestion to hear their thoughts, or is that just passive?
So you have the ability to. It takes charges to be able to. So, and you've used one charge. So let's actually.
Yeah, no, I marked it off on there. You can barely see.
Okay. All right. So you have one charge for mass, but you have the ability to cast Speak with Animals, right?
Uh-huh.
Once per day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So casting Speak with Animals, you're going to be able to hear them, and they're going to be able to understand you.
Can I cast Speak with Animals?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals right now.
Okay.
Do I hear anything from them? Other than that they're scurrying around for food?
Go ahead and do another perception check.
Look at the guy in the cloak. What's this?
Oh, that definitely.
Yeah. Is that a 19 I see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 7.
I think that Tommy nailed it. It's like, these fucking crystals taste like shit. Why do we come back here all the time? There is nothing back here. I know it feels like a storage room, but it's... What? We're talking!
I'm just listening.
There's a mage. We gotta go. We gotta go right now. He will use us as spellcasting components. I just know it. This is the third time I felt this way. And knowing what the life expectancy of rats is, you don't know where this rat's hanging out, but this is like the magic section of the of the marketplace area. So it seems that somebody often protects some of their wares by casting Speak with Animals and negotiating essentially a security detail to keep other rats out, possibly speaking to their cats in order to. And you know that there is actually the like spell component shop nearby,
Okay.
and they also have edibles, magic mushrooms,
Which is what the rats are more interested in.
and that might be why they've heard themselves speak too.
Yeah.
You're just high. You're not talking. You're just really.
I can talk to animals.
Really high.
You can. You always could. But the fact that you think that they're talking back to you is the effect that you're feeling.
Or can I give you some of those mushrooms?
Right next door. I just said that.
Yeah, I know.
So for now, I'm just going to be seeing if
Run
anyone
protection
pick
detail,
up
not break-in
somebody.
detail.
Yeah, because can somebody look up? I can look it up. How long Speak with Animals lasts?
I think it's a long
10 minutes.
I think it is too. I think it's like an hour at least.
I thought it was longer than that.
Oh, I was going to say that it's a sixth of an hour.
Speak with Animals.
Come on, dude.
10 minutes.
I am the greatest D&D lore player alive.
All right. So there's 3 different rolls that we're going to be making throughout the night for this night. Go ahead and do another perception check.
All of us?
Yep.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm very perceived.
You are very perceived. What do you
Whatever
got?
it is that I was supposed to perceive, I rolled a 20.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You have perceived.
Oh, are you nat 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That's still good.
15.
15.
7.
7. You're doing
I
great.
fucking love your character, man. I
Thanks.
do roll like shit until it like
Okay, so
actually
the first-
matters,
the
and then
first-
you just destroy things.
The first roll was what?
9.
9. Okay, the second roll was 7. All right. So I would like to know what Wade Wilson is doing in this.
Trying to figure out how to
Security
break in and
situation.
get those damn mushrooms next door.
No, what is going on for Wade? Like,
He is outside talking to the sex workers about drugs. he wants to have some psychedelic experiences with some promiscuous women.
okay, all right. So go ahead and roll again. Persuasion this time.
Oh, hell yes.
17.
I took that one.
No.
No,
That would
no. Like you
amazing.
said, he doesn't roll unless it matters.
A really dirty one walks by you.
All right.
Without
So
being touched.
you already had a roll as well that you had done in this negotiation. So you have convinced 2 fairly attractive females. One is an elf, and then the other is from the Druid clans, and this is her first time ever being in a big city. And she's the elf girl is showing around her friend, and it's one of those things of like you can immediately pick up that how good of a person she is because she's taking around this girl who knows nothing, and there is definitely a really toxic level of kindness that is being shown to this druid girl from essentially Valley Girl. If you watched Wicked,
Yes,
guys.
yes,
Yeah.
it's fine. Yes.
yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, that's what's happening right now.
Gotcha.
All right. So when they say, "Yeah, we know where we can go get drugs," do you go with them, or have you tried to convince them to go get the drugs and bring them back?
Convincing them to get them and bring them back. Because I've still got a job to do, sort of. Not
Absolutely. No, I hear you. All right. So, they will be back with the drugs.
yes.
All right. What are you doing? Why aren't you? I know,
Whatever.
but
You're
why do
talking
you?
with
What is it
I
that
don't mind.
are you fully
Admiring
are you
the-
fully? Is it just based on chance? Because it's been
Yeah.
pretty close, right? That you didn't notice something. It's just because the DC's fucking stupid,
Yes.
and the DM's probably stupid for making the DC stupid, right?
Yes.
Mostly.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning what it would be like to have some of these items, maybe.
Oh yeah.
What's that one doing?
Oh my gosh. There's like information on the walls
Yeah.
about like the founding of the. Actually, you are learning some interesting things because the Tapas family were the first to kind of create this idea of wanting everybody to have access to magic, and it was discovered purely on accident. This Tapas crystal. Did you? If you haven't read up about it, I'm gonna just talk you through what happened. So there's the floating lapis stones,
Yeah.
right? And they would attract lightning. And when they were struck by lightning, realized that there was some of these crystalline formations that showed up there, and so started examining these crystal formations and okay, what is it about lightning? And cast some lightning kind of spells toward the crystal. Nothing seemed to happen, and then not a eureka moment, but more of a what the fuck. Every single spell that he had cast on this particular large gemstone did something to it, and all of the spells came out at the same time.
Oh, so wild magic essentially could happen.
Yeah, but so that was Mr. Lapis, his son, Tapas, who survived this encounter. Luckily, read the great notes that his father had written and took on his legacy and was able to figure out how to actually do this without dying. Because it turns out that when you have cast call lightning onto a stone repeatedly, and then it just suddenly lets loose all of the called lightnings that you've cast into it all at once, it shocking, a shocking amount of damage, if you will.
Yeah.
But you are desperately trying to figure out what is it that is this mechanism by which it's released. Dave,
Yeah.
you see across the way, actually.
How
You
would I
watch as the same individual that Tommy observed before, because he, no, that's not you. You're there.
Yeah, how did I see that?
Yep, you're
Then
not
that's my
seeing
question
it.
for
I
you.
know you're seeing
have
it in your
sight.
mind. You're imagining it.
I have sight
Imagine-
beyond sight.
Wow.
Thundercats, go. You're absorbing magic from the crystals around you.
Thunder.
All right.
Always throws me off.
Sorry.
So what happens for you is because you saw where your friends disappeared to. Okay, you have dark vision too, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. So there is enough light that you can still see it, see pretty well in there, and you're moving around some boxes, and notice that there is a drain that leads down to the sewers. Now, the drain pipe is about a 4-inch pipe, right?
Okay.
Tommy's not fitting through there unless he casts his reduce on himself.
Right.
Okay. And you haven't seen any sentient creatures fairy size, but you are aware of individuals and spells that make it capable of somebody being able to shapeshift and to shapeshift into something that is small in size that could fit through here. All right. So this is a possible and even a likely breach point that has been ignored. All right. So the question is, what are you going to do about it?
Well, pull out my. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it for now. I'm gonna have my fire and forget dagger in hand, though, just in case.
Okay, so you're just sitting there.
Yep.
Next thing that fucking pops out of there.
Send the rats.
I know.
Well, I only got 10 minutes to talk to him.
Yeah. He'd have to cast it again to apologize to them. Actually, he'd have to cast Speak with Dead in order and Speak with Animals at the same time to
Is there a
apologize to
snake
them.
somewhere you can persuade to go into the pipe and stand guard?
You have.
I'm cloaked in there, so I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting for somebody to pop out.
Yep. All right.
I don't know that they're going to come that way. They're going to probably go your way. Who knows? Or come out Tommy's way. I don't know yet. Do I? I just know that's a vulnerable point.
That is
And
a possible vulnerable spot. Yes.
And
I'm not the person to ask. My perception has been awful.
And I noticed it's a vulnerable point, and I'm ready to. So if somebody or something pops out of there, I'm going to kill it.
Yep. And right now you're not able to really communicate with Dave in the position that he's
Fair
or
enough.
Tiger is where he's at. Tommy, so because you're looking for that same individual again, all right. You notice down on the street that there is two individuals that are hauling a large cart. They've had issues with it because of how heavy it is, and you notice, and now you know for certain it is a female, based on the sound of her voice, arguing with you idiots. You're out here in plain sight. Do you not? And then she looks up and notices you and ushers them into the alleyway, not immediately adjacent to the store, but the next one over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to be able to peer at them. I want to follow them, but from above.
Okay, and so
But how far away am I from them?
about 12 seconds of movement.
Okay.
To be able to, and especially being able to be above. So when you get there, you can hear the sound of it. The alleyway is covered, but you can hear down in that alleyway them still, the two individuals that she was talking to that had the cart grumbling, and also hear the sound of essentially like metal kegs being offloaded and roughly handled, but can't see anything yet.
Okay.
If
Where
you'd
am
like
I
to
at?
go for a look, you can. So here's the freaking Gregor's Tapas Emporium.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another building, which is actually where they sell drugs.
Mm-hmm.
There's two females inside right now getting an amazing deal on some mushrooms. All right. And also something called seasoning, which
Spice.
other players, it's kind of. All right. It actually has positive effects in combat too. And then in between this building and that building is where this is at, and there's a overhang, but it's still, and so you can hear down into it. But in order to see, you will have the possibility of being seen if you go over the, or kind of look through.
No, I'm gonna
try to
hang
get a
back and just listen.
So as you continue to listen, it seems that they are offloading the containers of that may have been in that cart into an area in that alleyway, and then it goes quiet. You take a moment and realize that that if you tried to look now, you likely would not be seen.
Gonna take a look.
Okay, and you see in the alleyway a large manhole cover.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going down.
It's going down for real.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to be really dumb and go down low.
I like it. All right. He's not back yet, but he can go. We'll let him roll when he gets back. Everybody go ahead and do a perception check again.
I got a 22.
22. Good.
18
again.
18.
15 again.
15 again. Okay.
Where did these come from?
Because
I rolled.
sex work is real work, and every man should at least have 1 or 2 wands or rabbits in their house. I'm just saying, it's good.
You want to roll for your perception? Because I rolled a 4 for you, and it seems so fitting. I wanted to keep it, but go ahead and roll, please. Go ahead and roll for yourself.
I have several rabbits.
7.
Just
Two,
saying.
so 9.
999.
One's Captain Carrot.
Hold
this
on.
is Jackson.
And why are these sex workers?
I'm just saying, sex work is real work, and every man should have at least 1 to 2 wands and
I
rabbits in
mean,
their house.
Playboy bunny.
No, it's not. All right. So I will
Give
tell
me a
you.
thumbs up too.
I will tell you what the three of
I
you.
don't think that's what that's for.
I will tell you what the three of you perceive here in a moment. But first, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
18. I'm using my 16.
Okay.
18.
18.
12.
12. All right.
And you're plus. What are you doing over here? Plus 8. Jesus.
Okay.
13.
Wait, what'd you roll?
7?
You have 15, bud. Your Constitution is plus 8.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh yeah, because he didn't know what his modifier was for his saving throws. Got it. 18.
right.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Or no, 15.
Oh, yeah,
15.
15.
Still
That's okay.
13.
13. All right, so you notice. Actually, I'll just start with you. You are zipping through the sewers. You've been in the sewers before, so it's a little bit easier for you to be able to navigate down there. You can hear the sound of the canisters being drug. They are being drug in the direction of Gregor's area, and it would usually be very difficult to be able to figure out how, because of how echoey it is in there. You might easily go the wrong direction, even trying to follow a sound, right? And you come upon them, and as soon as you see them, you see that both of the individuals that are dragging the canisters turn to you, and you're like, it's more Cankus. But it's not. It's individuals wearing very long masks. And you're not really sure what the masks do. But you notice that the canisters that they have gotten to their destination have been opened, and that there is a vapor coming out of them. And as you're like, what the heck do those do? You start to feel very, very lightheaded.
Oh, they're like power kegs.
They are bark eggs
Oh no.
filled with gas.
Oh, I was gonna say power kegs. Boom.
No, that would we don't want to destroy the merchandise.
You gotta destroy the concrete somehow to get up there.
It works itself out. All right. You passed,
Okay.
and you noticed. You're watching with your flaming dagger as gas starts to come up through the vent.
But no, it's not flammable.
You don't know yet.
Okay.
So I'm saying that you don't immediately activate and throw the dagger. Okay. the dagger is currently out, depending on how you'd want to be. Whether it's already activated, you don't even need the bonus action. If it's all prepped and ready to go, but go ahead and do an intelligence check. What do you got?
I got 19.
19. The gas is flammable.
Should I set it on fire?
That is up to you, sir. I am just putting out the information that you know. You are moving around inside of, looking at, trying to get as much information as possible. Behind one of the display cases, you see a vapor starting to come out.
Sorry.
You identify it as
Nick,
gas that is starting to fill.
I am dropping the dagger. It's activated, and I'm throwing it down there.
There is a flammable vapor that is starting to come up.
Since I've been like walking around like looking at stuff, would there be like I don't know, bad phrasing here, but like a switch to like maybe do a ventilation system to make it go out?
You know that there is the ability to open up, not to open up the windows at the top, but to be able to open up, some ventilation for the,
So
and also a fan system.
Yeah, that's why I would go around trying to turn it on.
Okay, and you're moving to go do that.
Yeah.
All right. Now you may not know immediately how to do that because you've never done it before.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to figure that out.
Before I throw the dagger down there.
You are outside.
Right. I am not helping in any way right now.
You've started to take the drugs, and you're not feeling anything. It's going to take a lot more drugs to get you high. Your Constitution saving throws are too high. The ladies,
it's not one of those like I take this and it's like these edibles ain't shit.
I'm about to get blown up by my own friend.
Hey, you're not quite at the end. Like, they're got to be in it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it down there and see what happens.
just to be able to identify the events as they happen. All right, everybody, go ahead and roll for initiative.
Fuck.
Okay, well, good news. The enemy goes last.
Nice.
Okay. Roll a 2.
Well, one of the enemies goes last. The other one goes right before Will.
What do you have?
Well,
to your
initiative +4, so that's
Yeah,
Especially your
yeah.
dex. And
You should have initiative modifier.
Yeah, up on top.
I think
+5.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
21.
Okay,
Still
21
not
for you.
7.
7.
7.
7. 7.
21.
21. All right. Go ahead and do a investigation check. Should be good for the wizard.
Yeah, I just gotta remember what my plus is on that.
I got a 17.
No, you're fine.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna hit
24. 24.
24. Okay, so you figure out how to ventilate, and also, so the first thing you do is move over to the, and it's essentially a perpetual motion machine that is engaged. It's both the fans, the like large ceiling fan, and the windows are right next to each other, and you get both flipped on in one action and one bonus action. You also, in your walking around, identified things that could be put over the top of the vent in order to stop additional stuff from coming into that room. So there's 2 vents that are currently feeding flammable gas into the room. You also realize that this gas will cause somebody to become unconscious depending on depending on their constitution.
My next thing is
And you're also realizing where the fuck is Wade? And you remember, because this is also a history check, you flash back to several missions that you've done with Wade, and you're like, fuck! All right. So now we have the 7s. Who has the higher dexterity modifier? Who has the higher dexterity?
I have +2.
No, what's your number?
15.
15. What's your dexterity?
17.
17. You're up first. All right.
All right. So what can I?
So your movement is halved, and you have disadvantage being poisoned at this time.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. How far am I away from them?
About you're within you're 30 feet away from them.
Well, shit. I can't get.
You can. You just have to burn some resources to get there.
You know, like stuff with the wand or something like that. Is that what it's called?
You're right. Firebolt.
Oh, this. Well, here goes my powder keg explosion.
So he's doing fireball?
He's not doing firebolt. It's just going to turn into fireball. That's all.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, man, I can't draw my dagger.
Well, you've drawn your dagger.
You're gonna drop your dagger. It's fine.
You can still drop it.
Right.
No, if it's already blown up, it might come back up at me.
Did it go?
18.
18. 18 hits.
Great.
The vapor.
1d10, 1d10.
1d10.
Doesn't it have scale up to 2d10 now that he's level 5?
Oh yeah. Yep, 2d10.
2d10.
And he rolled a 10 on the first one.
Well, no, it's 4 total.
4 total.
4 total.
Now.
Using the percentile
Wow.
die.
Now, there are 2 things that surprise you in this moment. Okay? You barely
I rolled.
wing this guy with a more powerful firebolt, right? Barely wing him. He goes down. He does not look like he's getting back up. You killed him with 4. That tells you something about this individual. You also learned something about the vapor. And that is also surprising. As a wall of flame starts to spread out and come toward you, I need you 3 to do a dexterity saving throw, and I need Mr. Wade to do a perception check with advantage.
I rolled a 3. No,
21 for
Joe.
my check.
21 for your dexterity saving
What was
throw.
the dex? 19. Wait,
Yeah.
do I get? No, I take it. 22.
11.
I failed, Nick.
You failed. You don't even know what the DC is.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, well, you failed.
Gifford trying to drop that dagger in there.
What have you done?
11.
11?
Yeah.
11 is what? With advantage?
What's...
Did you roll it twice? Roll the D.
Oh,
Did you roll the D?
roll twice. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
roll twice. Take the higher number. Oh my god, you rolled the same exact number.
Do we all get a roll advantage?
No.
His was for the perception check to see whether or not he noticed that there's a huge explosion going on. So just imagine Wade sitting there like, I am not feeling a damn thing. They're like, oh my gosh, he's so strong. I feel a little hot.
Yeah, I think you rolled the same number, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so anybody that got lower than a 15, you take 23 points of damage. If you rolled above a 15 for your dexterity saving throw, you have that to 11 points of damage.
Are the crystals okay?
Yeah, everything.
Everything else is fine.
Got a few blown out screen doors. Probably gonna need a new coat of paint. My guys are down here covered in glass. Glass? You're complaining about glass? Sorry, I'm doing a Die Hard.
It's alright.
Die Hard. Yeah, that's also what you see, Tiger Ass, as you're thinking about dropping the dagger down there. You have that Bruce Willis moment of looking down the shaft, and you just see a bright light, and you're like, what the heck is... Oh my gosh!
It's me right in the face.
And get it to the face. All right.
Do I know
There is-
now the vapor is no longer coming?
The vapor is no longer coming. The vapor has been dissipated. But you also, in your wizarding mind, you realize that had the vapor been allowed to build up any more than it had already, it would have done terrible things. It likely could have overpressured the building enough that it popped some of the doors.
Simple thank you would be great, guys. I get a bonus.
They have no idea.
I get a bonus action.
Go ahead and
though.
take your bonus action.
I'm going straight at the girl.
There is no girl.
They're all dead.
There is no girl. There was only the two guys.
Oh, it was just the two guys in
The
there.
girls
It
were
wasn't
with me.
three. No, not those girls.
Right.
Okay. Can I see where they were trying to like focus it in? Is there like a vent?
Yes.
I'm going to the vent.
Okay. So there, and it's a larger. It's about an 8-inch pipe. Right now, you are able to fit up it, but you are not able to fly inside of it. So it is a scurrying that you have to do. Once you get to a certain point, it starts to branch off, and you would need to be smaller in order to continue. And I'm guessing that's something you want to do, or you come back out.
No, I want to get smaller and go rip shit up.
Okay. All right.
I suppose I better mark that off. I can't do that yet, though. Can I?
Yep. We're still doing some. So you've recognized that that's going to be an issue. Go ahead and do a perception check. Tie your ass.
14.
14.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Maybe as much.
Now, you have a problem. All right. I know that you have meta information now.
Mm-hmm.
However, you were watching this drain or this vent to see if anything or anyone popped up out of it, and then be at the ready to be able to throw a dagger at them. That perception check was to be able to recognize whether or not it was Whisperian that was coming up the drain. So what I need you to do is to go ahead and make a dagger strike.
He make it up the drain?
He is about to. Don't worry, it's just his hand.
Oh,
I got a natural one.
You're gonna miss.
You go to throw it.
Yes!
And you land it in your own leg.
So, as you're about to throw it, and then you see the little hand, because you see the little, you hear something, you're like, oh, I'm going to get this mother, and you see this little hand pop up, and you're like, little, ah! Roll 1d6.
Uh-oh.
Do I need to borrow a d6?
Yeah.
Please
Go
roll.
for it.
Please roll another one.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, god damn! All right, so it,
Thank you.
Whisperian, you come to a drain, and it's a grate, and you think that you might be able to lift it, and as you're kind of examining it, you hear ting as a blade helps to loosen actually the grate, and you're able to lift it.
You planned it.
All right.
Step 1, blow up the sewer. Step 2, almost cut off my fingers.
Step 3, profit. Wade,
Yes.
there is a third female that has come to join her friends, and she is a tiefling, pretty hot, and
It's horny.
she
It is funny now that I thought about it.
hands them some gold, a few gold pieces, and says, thanks for looking after my friend," and starts to walk down the alleyway. What are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go look for Wade.
Okay, you walk out, and as you're walking out, you see Wade talking to two females, a third female come up, and have an exchange, and then she starts to walk down the alleyway, and the two girls continue talking with Wade, even though they don't have to anymore. They are actually interested in his company.
Sweetener, what can I say?
I guess I'll go after that third one who paid or exchanged the gold.
Go ahead and do a perception check at disadvantage.
Yeah, my other middle one. Oh well. What was it? +3, so 6.
Okay, so the streets are filled kind of like Mardi Gras type of style of action. Everybody, you realize, is going to essentially have all of their sins forgiven in 2 days, and so they are trying to get as much in at the end of this season as they possibly can. So there is nothing but debauchery and nonsense going on. You watch her start to walk away. You recognize her as a tiefling, red skin, black horns. She throws up her hood. She disappears. Not disappears, but that, again, classic, people walk in front of her and you can no longer track her. All right. You two are sitting in the sword room. We will, unless there's anything that you want to do, we will say that you will all start to come together. There does seem to be a alarm that has been triggered because there's some lights that are blinking red. You imagine that Gregor is going to be here in a few moments.
Well,
but you have the ability to
get out of the storage room with all the booby traps.
How about this? Gregor shows up and opens. You hear somebody coming through, and Gregor comes in after clearing out some of that area. And this door here can only be opened up from the inside, because it has like one of those kind of like a submarine kind of a door, right? Okay. That can only be opened up from the inside, and you also have to know the combination in order to be able to do it. He comes through, and you realize that there is a door there that is protected by a permanent illusion. So it looks like he kind of like dips his hands in there and fumbles around with something, and you hear, and he opens up a door that you did not even realize was there. I can't tell you everything.
Well,
but what the heck just happened, and why does it smell like smoke in here?
A simple "you're welcome" will do. We caught people trying to break in.
You're welcome.
We caught people trying to break in.
You meant a simple thank you will do.
You're welcome.
Okay.
We caught people trying to break in. They used some type of gas. I was lucky enough to blow us all up.
You what?
Well, just the sewers.
Oh, well, yeah.
And your vent.
And the people that were trying to rob you.
Oh.
There won't be, there's nothing left for them to put a straw in. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, Charlie.
Excellent. This, can we recover their bodies?
About that. Are you okay with bones? How's necromancy sound?
There's some bones. Yeah, you can probably identify them by their teeth.
I will call somebody.
They had some masks.
I will call somebody and have them come and speak with these individuals to see who it is that hired them.
Okay. Yeah, there's some bones and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
They look like air captains.
Well done. Do you talk about the individual that you saw? Do you share that kind of information?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay, so what are some of the information that you know so far?
Okay,
how much are drugs?
I got them for free.
Yes, you did. All right. You did a good job persuading those girls that were paid to actually come over and talk to you.
Let them know.
They actually are your friends now. They were paid to, hey, go over there and distract that guy. they're sex workers, and sex workers is real work, but it's a lot easier to be paid just to go and talk to somebody. You can do that all day long, right? And then they're like, well, this is the easiest job we've ever had. We would have talked to this guy anyway. He's cute. And then go ahead and do a perception check.
Of
Turns out
course.
none of that was true.
Yeah, now he actually rolls high.
Now he rolls high.
And he rolled a 14 on the die.
One of them is a dude.
16.
You weren't able to see that when you were first talking to them, because that's what all those perception checks were for. One of them has cast disguise self on themselves.
Literal line from the song.
All right.
It's a great song.
It's definitely not the fighter that gives you the description, but the wizard gives a description of somebody of interest that was seen.
Skin.
Yep. And
Black horns.
Does that sound like the girl that was up on the at the party?
it does. It also sounds like somebody else. Tricks. Friend of hold on a second, let me remember her name as I try to remember people's names. What the
Eliza.
Yeah, Eliza. Eliza's friend, the tiefling that she had a wanted poster for. There's not many tieflings in the city of Rano, and so just the idea of it being a tiefling narrowed it down quite a bit. There are two tieflings, or three tieflings that are known of. And two of them look exactly like each other.
Man, maybe we should have been a tiefling.
So the tiefling, there was one that that is Lovinia, that is part of the Raven Tree trio, right? That was with the Crazy Bard Girl and Ricky Spanish. They were the ones that were working for the heiress of the Corvinaris family, that had discovered that the Corvinaris family was not taken out by Reaper freaking terrorists. They were instead taken out by Daddy Warbucks that are going fucking nuts and blowing everybody up. But do you have a picture of Trix or not?
I do.
I don't think we have a picture of Trix in this one.
Okay.
We have Bro.
So this is the arrows that I'm talking about. Here's Dirk. Let's just go ahead and let you have that. Here's Trey.
We have the king rat.
Oh, he's dead. This is
let
one
you-
of them. Yeah, we've seen this guy.
Why am I just? I'll let you guys just keep all of these, so that way you know what.
The Reaper of Rano.
Oh, yes, I remember her. Briefly.
Oh, Cedric's boy.
That looks exactly like that one hot bitch that walked away. Like literally hot. I'm like her skin was like
Smoking.
smoking, like she was resistant to fire. All right.
Tieflings.
Gregor's very happy. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Is there anything that anybody else wants to do? And what's kind of the plan for the daytime? Are you going to sleep during the day, or are you going to
I'm taking
stay
a
up?
long rest because fuck, I just took 23 points of damage.
Little singed.
That's really a lot for you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm going back to the titillating trunk and
How many
sleeping
hit
for a
points
while.
did you gain from the level?
Not enough.
Enough to keep him alive this time.
Yeah.
What
I'm at
is-
33?
What is fun is that also I didn't mention that there was part of your cloak that was singed, and your little fanbot familiar comes up, and after you've put yourself out, sprays you with water. You're like, motherfucker, I am here to assist. classic robot hijinks. All right. We are going to need to back up when we start the next session, but a flash forward to next time. Yeah, go ahead.
For doing that, did we get our 15 Tapis crystals?
No, you get that after Restoration Day. If you
After Restoration Day. Did we get anything for doing this job last night?
200.
So we have 1,078 gold. Guys.
So you guys can have a little shopping trip when we'll do that in the chat of things that you feel like you need, or if you want to take a trip over to the Tusk Industries to find out what kind of nonsense they have over there. But flash forward.
Don't worry, I've got to hook him.
Whisperian, you're on the roof and you see Dirk, and you see on another rooftop you see Trix, and you see both of them with large containers that they have walked up to, that you realize were not there the first night. They have somehow gotten into position, and they look over to you and give you a nod, and as soon as they do that, they disappear again into the crowd. And we will pick up the events that lead up to that point when we come back next time.
I know they're actually being nice to us.